My name is Clara Hayes, and for 15 years, I thought I knew everything about my husband, Daniel. We built a quiet, simple life together. A small house by the lake, morning coffee on the porch, laughter echoing through our kitchen. Before we continue, don't forget to click the subscribe button, turn on the notification bell, and like this video. Because who knows? With a little luck, those of you who press those buttons will be blessed with long life, abundant fortune, and protected from all things frightening, including the secrets hidden by those closest to you. We never had children, but we had each other, and I thought that was enough, until the day he died, and I learned that my husband's last secret had a name. Daniel's death was sudden. A heart attack, the doctor said. One moment he was alive, talking about the broken mailbox, and the next he was gone. I remember sitting in the hospital hallway, clutching my hands, waiting for the doctor to tell me what I already knew, that my world was over. The funeral was quiet. Friends from the company came. Neighbors brought flowers. And when everyone left, I was alone with the silence that used to be our home. For days, I couldn't even look at his things. His coat still hung by the door. His toothbrush was still by the sink. It felt wrong to move anything, like he might walk in at any moment and ask why I was crying. But then the lawyer called. "Mrs. Hayes, we need you to come in and review your husband's will." I remember laughing through my tears. Of course, though I'm not sure there's much to review. Everything we owned, we shared. The lawyer hesitated. Yes, well, there's something unusual in his file. It might be best if we discussed it in person. 2 days later, I sat in a cold office, my hands shaking as the lawyer read the document aloud. Most of it was expected. The car, the house, our savings. But then his voice changed slightly, and the remainder of his estate, including the lake property, the investment accounts, and the personal safe contents, are to be transferred to someone named Lily Evans. I blinked. Who? The lawyer looked up. Lily Evans. It's written here in your husband's handwriting. I don't know anyone named Lily Evans. I said, is this a mistake? He adjusted his glasses. I don't believe so, Mrs. Hayes. Your husband updated his will 6 months ago. 6 months ago. That was when he told me he'd been traveling more for work. A cold wave ran through me. 6 months ago, he started staying late. 6 months ago, he grew distant. 6 months ago, my husband rewrote his will for someone named Lily. I drove home in silence. The name kept echoing in my head. Lily Evans. Who was she? A relative? A friend? A lover? I sat in our kitchen staring at the envelope the lawyer gave me, a copy of the will, and next to it, Daniel's wedding ring that the hospital had returned to me. I whispered his name like a prayer. Daniel, who is she? That night, I couldn't sleep. Every shadow in the house felt like a memory, and in the quiet, I remembered something. Daniel used to keep a small black notebook in his desk drawer. I had never looked inside it before, but that night I did. The first few pages were ordinary, bank numbers, reminders, a few quotes he liked. But near the back, I found a name written over and over again. Lily, and beneath it, a date, June 12th. It was written 3 times, circled. That was the same week he told me he was on a business trip in Denver. But when I checked our old credit card statement, he hadn't been in Denver. He was in Portwell, a small town 3 hours away. I had never even heard of it. The next morning, I packed a bag, got in the car, and drove to Portwell. It was a quiet, coastal town, a place that looked like time forgot it. I started asking questions. At the diner, at the hotel, no one recognized his name at first. But then, a waitress in her 50s frowned when I showed her his picture. Oh, yeah, I remember him. He came here a few times. Always sat by the window, same booth. Did he ever come here with someone? I asked. She nodded slowly. Yeah, a woman. Young. Pretty. Blonde. They look close. My throat tightened. Do you know her name? Sure do. She used to come in alone. Sometimes. Name was Lily. I drove to the local motel. At the front desk, I asked if Daniel Hayes had ever stayed there. The man flipped through a few old records, then looked up at me with sympathy. Yes, ma'am. Daniel Hayes. Stayed here 3 times. Always checked in with a woman named Lily Evans. It felt like the ground fell out from under me. The clerk handed me a copy of one of the registration forms. Daniel's handwriting. Clear as day. Next to it, the words, Lily Evans' spouse. Spouse. I couldn't breathe. I stumbled out of the building, tears blurring everything. Daniel had another life, another woman, and he called her his wife. I wanted to go home, to forget, but something in me needed answers. I had to see her. So I asked around again, and finally, a shopkeeper told me that Lily lived just outside of town. Small blue house by the cliffs, he said. Can't miss it. My heart was pounding so hard I could barely drive. When I got there, I saw the house. And in the front yard, a little girl, maybe 6 or 7, playing with a red ball. She had Daniel's eyes, his smile. She looked up at me and waved. Hi. I couldn't speak. The door opened, and a young woman stepped out. Blonde. Pretty. The woman from the diner's description. Can I help you? She asked. I swallowed hard. I'm sorry, are you Lily Evans? She nodded. Yes. Do I know you? I stared at her for a long time. I'm Daniel Hayes' wife. Her face went pale. Her lips parted. And for a moment, no one said anything. Then she whispered, Oh, God. We sat at her kitchen table for a long time. The little girl, her daughter, played quietly in the next room. Her name was Ella, Daniel's daughter. Lily told me everything. She met Daniel 8 years ago at a medical conference. She was a nurse. He was there representing his company. He told her he was divorced. She believed him. They started seeing each other. He bought her the little blue house. He visited once a month, always saying he was on a work trip. When she got pregnant, he promised he'd leave me, but he never did. He said he couldn't. Lily said, her voice trembling, that you were sick, that you needed him. I wasn't, I whispered. He lied to both of us. She nodded, tears in her eyes. He told me he'd make it right one day, that he'd change everything in his will for Ella. And he did. That was why everything went to her. I sat there, staring at the little girl in the next room, Daniel's daughter. She was laughing, humming to herself, her tiny hands drawing on the floor. And despite everything, the betrayal, the heartbreak, I couldn't hate her. She was innocent. But I hated Daniel for what he did to both of us. He had lived 2 lives, 2 homes, 2 wives, 2 hearts, until his heart simply gave out. When I got home that night, I felt hollow. The house that once felt warm now seemed like a stranger's. Every photo on the wall, every memory we shared, all poisoned by lies. I thought about tearing everything down, burning the pictures, throwing away his things. But then I saw something on the table, his watch, the one he wore every day. I picked it up, and for the first time in months, I noticed an engraving on the back. It didn't say C+D forever. It said, for Ellie, for Lily Evans. I dropped it to the floor. The lawyer called again a week later.